Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the snow tire chains with cams on our 2021 Ford Ranger. Now this is going to be an awesome guy if you're looking at some medium to heavy duty snow and ice in your area. And it's going to be a pretty quick install too without too much worry, and I really like how the cams start working. We do have a twisted link pattern on our ladder style today, so let's go ahead, take a closer look and see how they do. You'll notice, as we mentioned, that we do have twisted links here. What these are doing, giving you a lot more contact points as we are chugging through that ice and snow. So definitely going to be a little bit more aggressive than you would see some, those smaller D-links, or especially those steel rollers, going to do a good job of biting through, giving us a lot of contact and breaking up that ice and snow for us. You'll notice too that we do have a ladder style here, so we are getting horizontal contacts throughout the wheel, however, leaving pretty big spaces for our wheel to make contact with the ground. Now what that's doing is going to give you a lot of good start and stop maneuver. Primarily pretty good for highway driving, I would imagine. You are going to lose a little bit of turning capability, nothing too crazy. You're just going to have those bumps as you are making those turns, just slowing us down just a little bit. But definitely not too crazy profile. You can see pretty much still underneath a finger's width. Definitely not going to be too crazy on there. One thing too, you can see we do have cams here as we mentioned, and these do a great job of tightening this down on our wheel. Now, not all the times are we going to be utilizing these all the way, but we can go ahead and take a quick look at our installation of how we get these guys working. For the first step of our installation, we're going to go ahead and lay everything out in the order we want it. To start with that, we want to go ahead and get our orientation of which side we're actually putting this on. For today, if we take a look, you can see where this is actually bent over our chains. We want to make sure that this isn't pushing against our wheel, causing any damage to our tire. So we're going to go ahead and when we lay it out like this, I'm just going to drape this across, guys, across the tire, making sure that these are on the top. So that's why we laid it out today. And you can see too, we want our cams to the outside so that we can actually start cinching them down. So that goes ahead and sets our orientation like this. And our next step is to make sure we're not having any kind of kinks or links in our chain holding us up. And you can see doing a good job of making sure everything's nice and spread out. Now we can go ahead and kind of just come right in the middle here, grabbing our chains as we do so. I like kind of getting them underneath me, kind of spreading my arms out. That way we're not causing any damage to our rim as we put this chain on there. And then we can go ahead and start getting this set across. Making sure we're nice and even here. Going ahead and pulling our connections down and across and starting to set ourselves. So let's go ahead, make sure this is even, and we'll start making our connections on the other side. Now in the back here, this is a great time to make sure our chain isn't hanging too low on our tire on the back, making sure we're not falling into any of our hardware in the back here as well on our vehicle. Then we just want to go ahead, take our two connections in the back. We're going to have one little S hook here, and then we're going to find our chains. Today I'm going to go for, I think, our fourth link from the end here, just to give us a nice starter. We'll actually go ahead and go one more down, and now we're going to go ahead and go to the front and start making our other connections. That brings us to our front connection here. We're going to go ahead and throw our cam right through the last little loop there on the end and bringing ourselves up to our holding position. Now you're going to see that this is going to be very, very loose already. Now that is designed as we actually do have a cam system to start actually tensioning this up to the entirety of our wheel. All we want to do is come right in, take our cam, and spin it around to the other side. You can see taking a lot of that distance already in. So we're going to go ahead and repeat that process through the entirety of our system here. Now let's be careful as we do this. Don't want to be stabbing our wheel too tight. But you can see doing a good job taking away a lot of that play in here. Ooh. You can see this last cam starting to get way tighter on here as we actually get this to go across. And you can see there we are, a lot of that play taken out. You can see how much we had. Really doing a good job of pulling this in nice and tight throughout the entirety of our vehicle. You can see that we're getting just a little bit of play here. So we're going to go ahead and probably throw on some tensioners. These are going to do a good job making sure that tension stays as much as we can. We want to take it down here. Now you notice I'm doing this kind of in a star pattern. I'm going to start spreading myself out. And a big thing you'll notice too is that these hooks are pointed away from our tire. We don't want that going in our sidewall, causing any kind of poppage or tearing. Definitely want to avoid that. And as you can see, just kind of going across here, making sure we are getting the entirety of this wheel being nice and kind of put on here. Now you'll notice too, I'm a little bit over on the side here. So I might start working these way back just a little bit in here. And that can be a good way of making sure that we're staying even across our wheel and our tire. You'll notice that we have this on the back of our vehicle on the Ranger today. And why that is, most of these guys are a rear wheel drive vehicle. Some models do have, the full capabilities of the 4-wheel drive. However, let's just make sure we're consulting our owner's manual, putting it on the right tires. But let's go ahead, throw it on the other side, and we're good to go. Well, as you saw, that installation didn't take too much. We definitely do have to get up and underneath our wheels though, so it wouldn't be too fun if we are out there stuck somewhere. However, definitely throwing these on at the garage seems like the play to go to me. I don't think they're gonna be too crazy aggressive on our driveway. As you saw too, those twisted links, gonna be pretty smooth as well. Definitely nothing like a V-bar. Not as smooth as one of those steel rollers as we mentioned, but still nice and low profile. So I think the play is to put them on at home. I like how that cam system works too. You saw how loose it kind of was. That makes it really easy to get over the entirety of our tire and start cinching them down with no trouble at all. Well, I think that about does it for our look at the Titan Chain snow tire chains with cams on our 2021 Ford Ranger. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.